Hi, everyone. Thanks for checking out this interview today. I have a very special guest, Jaures Habineza, who is an e-commerce entrepreneur, and I would say, an entrepreneur in general. But he's in the e-commerce space. He used to live in Canada and moved back to Rwanda and started a company called Made in Rwanda Online Ltd, and it helps local merchants to sell their products online and also sell their products abroad. Okay, so he's going to be telling us about his journey creating that company as well as the new initiatives that he's working on right now in Guinea Conakry. All right, welcome, Juris. We're happy to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah,
much. It's my pleasure being here today.
yeah. So I think I like to start with when I'm interviewing people who used to live abroad and went back to Africa.
It's a decision.
Yeah. So how did you decide to go back home and why?
Yeah, that's a good question. Uh, Maybe I'm gonna start from the beginning. 2014, I was living in Canada, working in as a trainer in one company. It's a uh, back office. I was in back office doing training for new and existing employees. So I got an invitation from Rwandan president through a program called Come and See, Go and Tell. It was just go visit Rwanda, see how it is, what is happening there. Thinking that I would be just chilling, living in a hotel, and go come back to Canada and keep doing what I was doing. But when I
Yeah.
went there, things started to change because I had the opportunity to meet people who are doing ministers, the generals, and young people who are doing creating good things. That was the time that Made in Rwanda was starting. So I saw Made in Rwanda
Mhm.
that was a good politics, but there was no business strategies around it or the way to show those products around the globe. Because when you go, you remember when you go to Rwanda, people will ask you, "Can you bring me this? Can
Yeah.
you bring me a kawanga, agasha, and whatever that's made in Rwanda?" So I came back
Yeah.
to Canada, but these things start pushing me. Like I started discussing with the young people who were in Rwanda. Then we come up with this idea of creating a platform. That platform that would connect instead of one asking me to bring me some one product. Now I can
Yeah.
create a place where he can find them and bring them. Sometimes when you go there, they will tell you, "Go buy this for me," and you don't have time because if you go for
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
week or 2 weeks, you don't have time to
Yeah.
go around shop around for everything. So that's
Yeah.
how the whole idea came up.
Mhm.
Then when I was
Mhm.
in Canada, also when you are working in this system, like Western Canada, US, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Especially you are working for a big corpo, you start
Mhm.
thinking you are counting like a number. You are not an employee. You are a number among others. But
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you went back to Africa, what motivated me really to go back to Africa? It's like every simple action that you are putting down there, you see the result that is helping someone to, or it can change someone's life. Even though you are not making a big amount of money, but you see that you are having impact. You see, you have been
Yeah.
working, people work in companies, but at a certain moment you are tired because you don't see why you are what you are bringing in those
Mhm.
structures. But when you
Yeah.
go to Africa, this is something that you will find there. Whatever you are doing, you can see the impact. So those the combination of those stuff. That's the reason why I decided to go back. And before I go back as well, I was like involved in Rwandan community and doing stuff around where I can make impact in this life. What my small contribution that I can bring back to the community that I can contribute with in the community as I got a chance to go to Canada. I learned a lot of things while working, while going around. So how can what I know contribute around?
Yeah. Did you
So
have
you're right.
the expertise? Like, did you have the skills to actually build a platform? How did you go about bootstrapping the minimum viable product?
So as personally, I was not a programmer. That's why I brought together young people because there are too many Rwandan people who can do good things. Sometimes young people who can do good things, but what they are lacking or what they are missing is someone who can trust them and guide them. So that's what I did. Just when Rwanda put some young people together, I was paying internet and everything that is related to expenses, and those are the Rwanda people who did really the first the minimum viable product that we put it together. All was developed from scratch in Rwanda. You know, when you go there, you start discussing with people, they will tell you, if you go to India, it will be faster. People will make a good product for you back there in India. But that would be contradictory to what I was trying to promote, because I was trying
Yeah.
to promote locally made product, but
Yeah.
the same product is not made by Rwandese. But we have young people who have skills who can do
Yeah.
those that job. And
Yeah.
my role in all was putting all the elements, all the dots together, was connecting the dots.
Yeah. That's perfect. So, okay, so you notice there's talent in Rwanda, the programmers, people who can build this platform, and did you have the funds to pay them? Like, how did you, where did you, get the funding, the money to actually pay them and have them build the product?
What I had it was I tried to make them partners on the project, because, as I said, one of my partner, I'm the co-founder, so I have my partner. He's a programmer. What I was bringing on table is just working the small working capital, saying, okay, you are not having this big amount of salary, even though the one that you can pay in Rwanda is not that expensive compared to what we should be paying back in
Hmm.
Canada. But my purpose was to work with them, not to them working for me, because I was trying to
Yeah.
work with them, create a product that
Okay.
will be gaining me and I'm gaining. Because if they are creating this product, it means they believe in it. It means they will work hard in so many hours because they are working on a project that that belongs to them.
Awesome. Yeah. So,
Mm.
okay, so you bring this idea, you pitch it to potential partners. They allow to partner with you. They start building the product. So now you had to go and talk to the merchants, people who build these, who create these products. How did that go? Like, you approaching people who create made in Rwanda products, and how did you form a partnership to work with them?
Yeah, that was a really challenging journey to convince sellers to give you a product, even though you are not taking the product, because our philosophy was not to take the product but take picture. But the other challenging side of this journey was like, made in Rwanda product are there, people create products, but if you go around the whole country, the naming is not the same. If you go
Yeah.
Agaseke, the other one will call it another name, and there is no product description, there is no picture, and there is nothing uh, around this product. But
Yeah.
that's the challenge that I had to take, because it would be easy for me to go and sell like existing products, Samsung phones, the iPhone on a platform. It's easy because already that company have taken the pictures. That company have already written the descriptions. But this wouldn't be helpful for the purpose we are trying to drive. So
Yeah.
trying, it was like education, talking to them, explaining how things gonna work. But at the certain moment, you get a chance, few people. But the smaller one who doesn't have anything to lose, those are the one who adopted the idea easily. Those
Yeah.
bigger companies who already have means to go participate in like big trading trade show, they were eager to understand, because they think they have money, they can have their own platform and so on and so forth. So we started with the one who were ready to go. Those are the one who cannot even afford to give you product for 1 week to wait for the money. But we had to start with them at the very
Yeah.
beginning. And going on, the moment others were seeing that things are working, that's when they started coming back to us.
Yeah.
We saw that you have a platform. Can we sell the product on your platform? But at the very beginning, it was not that easy to convince them that they can sell, because they were like, maybe you cannot do it. Maybe too many things.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
So, okay. So, were you targeting customers that are outside Rwanda or local population?
Well, at the very beginning, our target was export because this is
Okay.
where the power of purchasing those kind of products. Because if you look, let's say you are looking for a dress that is made in Rwanda, the one who made it, if the price on which he's selling or the product, because
Yeah, yeah.
everyone in Rwanda have access, know the maker, know the producer, so he can go around and get this product on a cheaper price than buying it online. So the target at the very beginning was selling it for the foreign markets. And if you compare it as well, if you go to Rwanda, this product looks expensive, but if you go to the market like US market and Canada, it's not expensive. It's really cheap. So
It's not. Yeah,
we had now to
yeah.
help them go to the market where the product could increase the value. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. And it totally makes sense because so many people like Rwandans or Africans in the diaspora, they want locally made products from back home, but
Mhm.
they don't have access. Myself, like there's some products like cassava flour that we always looking for it. You look on Amazon, you look everywhere, you can't find it.
They are
And
not there.
yeah, so and also as like more products come to market, obviously that's why we know,
Mhm.
because back home that's why we used to eat growing up.
Mhm.
But there's also new products. I think platform like yours will give us an opportunity to even explore like more products that
Yeah,
are
sure.
available. So
Mhm.
okay, so now you have this partnership, and you're ready to start marketing your platform. You have the products on there, you have these people you're working with. Now you have to look for customers like myself. uh, how did you go about marketing it to people abroad who would become your customers, and what was the feedback from them?
Uh, Honestly, the feedback that the product was really needed because if you know, Rwandese are people who are patriotic. So
Hmm.
they love whatever comes from their country. They want to support their country. And back
Hmm.
in Canada, I used to be involved in a Rwandan community, so I had already the connection within the network within the Rwandan community. So when the platform was launched, everyone around the community helped us. Method that we use is participating in like different events and start talking about the event. So the product was needed, but we still had one challenge because people trying to go, the product the cost is really cheap. If you go cassava flour for $5 for someone who lives in US, it's not expensive. But now we
Yep.
started facing a new challenge. The new challenge was logistics. How do we ship? Because if you go, the partner we have now it's DHL, Eposta, and FedEx. But if you go for that $5 package, the shipping, the minimum amount was $30, which
Wow.
doesn't make sense. You understand?
Yep.
It's gonna be
Yep.
$30, which doesn't make sense. So you understand that that's where
Yep.
we start facing the big challenge. As I said, product from Western like US, Canada, Europe, going to Africa, it's very cheap. But product coming from Africa going to those markets, it's really expensive. But now that was the challenge.
Yep.
People were loving the product, but whenever they go to the paying payment method, they see the shipping cost like, man, this is so huge. How can so how can
Yeah.
one pay this big amount? So that's how it went. Few people were paying on that side, but we saw that how it can work. It's having like a small warehouse, let's say one in US, one in Canada. So we send the product in bulk. Then
Yep.
whenever the product are sent in bulk, that's where we can start doing the distribution. And this is what we are working on now. We are not promoting, pushing the website in itself, but we are looking for partners to bring products on the wholesaler side, have a stock in US, then the distribution from US would be easier on still using the same platform.
Awesome. Yeah, that's brilliant because I
Mhm.
know it's a huge challenge. Shipping costs. I know there is a e-commerce company that actually ships from US to Rwanda called Mall for Africa, and they were able to make a deal with
Mhm.
FedEx, and the prices are not that high. I think if we had something back home like that, where you partner with these like these big logistics companies, and
Yeah,
bring the products here, it will be. I think it would kind of solve the problem and reduce the friction a little bit.
that's
But
not only for Rwanda. This is for the whole Africa continent. So the whole African
mm,
continent shipping cost is really expensive. From here to Western market, it's really expensive. So when you go to
mhm,
Rwanda, a landlocked country, so it makes it a big
yeah.
bigger complicated than others.
Yeah. So now we all know how difficult it is to solve those logistics problems, um, which is like the biggest e-commerce company in the world, Amazon. Really, like their advantage they have is that they kind of figured out the shipping stuff, the shipping cost as well as the shipping, um, the shipping speed. Uh, we know like how difficult that will be. It would take some time, but hopefully that problem will be solved on the African continent. But so you're fixing the problem by allowing wholesalers buy in bulk, ship stuff to the West, US or
Mhm.
or Europe, and then they can distribute from there, which is easier, right? So how did that go?
Yeah.
Like how did that go? Finding those wholesale partners that can work with you. Are they some that you're working with currently, and how's that going?
For you, for now, this method is not yet operational. We are still on a negotiation with the people who will be taking. Because when you go deep into this, there are two categories of like wholesaler or buyers from abroad. There are people who want bigger quantity that sometimes for a certain product you won't find as well in Africa, and the quality won't be met. You
Yeah.
understand? So what
Mm-hmm.
now we are looking for is looking for the product that are already available. Because if you go for what them they need, sometimes we don't find those kind of products. So now we are working on the product that we already have. Let's say Agasha, Akabanga, the Chinazi. Those are few products that I'm naming to name few. So then
Yeah.
they help us to have this container. We are discussing to have this container full, and the container is put in a warehouse, and from that warehouse we'll still be using the same strategy selling them because the customers are there, the need is there, but logistics is still a bit complicated because we have one partner in Canada. He already have a warehouse. It's called Massa Group in
Mm-hmm.
Toronto. But the problem, whenever even the container coming from Africa to Canada, sometimes it can take him like 3 months. 3 months to get the container, to get the product. Sometimes the products are not full, are not available. So there are still many
Yeah.
challenges that we are working on around it to see
Mm-hmm.
how we can solve this. But
Yeah.
we still have hope. We still have hope that it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I
Mhm.
saw you on like a lot of panels with the president and with the officials. So you clearly solving a huge problem, and
I'm very humbled. I'm trying to just
yeah,
give my modest
yeah,
contribution.
yeah.
Mm.
That's amazing. So did you get the government support to kind of uh, you know to help you solve those kind of problems that you were facing? Do you have any?
Of course, even coming back to Rwanda, that was like working with the government, discussing Ghana those issues at the very beginning. They were dealing ready to get those made in Rwanda product available and be made. And while we were working on the e-commerce side, yes, we had we had few many meetings with the government trying to discuss about it. There were too many initiatives with even not only the Rwandan government or with the ITC, GIZ trying to support the e-commerce. Yes, politics works on their side, but we still need the business side being more involved than the politics side. Because the politics,
Yeah.
yeah, the policies around, they do what they have to do. It's written, all is
Hmm.
clear, but how do we implement what have been written from the government side and to implement them on the business side? That where we still have this challenge through e-commerce side. But what I was saying during this COVID period, I saw that there was now a booming side on through e-commerce industry. So we see that now people were locked in the house. They didn't have any choice than go buy things from e-commerce platforms because they didn't have
Hmm.
another alternative. So now they saw that this can work. Understand? When
Yeah.
we started, there was this skeptical mindset saying, what if we pay for something and it didn't show up? What
Yeah.
if we do
That is
this and
true.
that doesn't work? Yeah,
Yeah.
the trust was a bigger issue on that side. And now we are
Yeah.
seeing that people and the government has done a list of e-commerce platforms that are available in Rwanda. So you see, that is the boost, that is support that now we are getting from that end, and too many trainings from key players and from sellers. We see that they're willing to do, but
Yep.
we still have a long journey to go.
Yeah. Perfect. So, what got you interested in like expanding? Do you feel like you've hit the ceiling in Rwanda? You want to expand to like other markets and create solutions to those e-commerce problems that exist? Um, can you talk about the motivation behind you going to open up in Guinea?
Honestly speaking, it wasn't because we were ready or we have reached the target. It was the circumstances that created themselves. Once I was in exhibition through Youth Connect, and one leader from Guinea Conakry came to my stand, start discussing, expressed to him what we do, the vision we have, and whatever that goes with it. Then they decided to invite me to Guinea. That's where I came to Guinea. I was invited by Guinean government, and they were this willing to move on. When I came here, I loved the market. I thought, okay, I'm Rwandese, and the partnership between Rwanda and Guinea was really well developed. They were the partnership between RDB and APIP, but because of lack of information, maybe so many people around Africa doesn't know the potential of the partnership that are already created by the government. Sometimes we don't benefit from them because we don't know that there are those kind of partnership that have been created by our government, but there
Yep.
is no communication around them. So when I came here, I saw this potentiality. I see that the people were ready and business, because people here are not really that businessmen, but they are traders. They are
Yeah. Yeah.
traders. Everyone makes money from trade. Services not really developed from Rwanda. People are service oriented. We
Hmm.
have businessmen, but traders are not. We are not really traders in our culture. So when I came
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
people are really traders than businessmen. So when
Yep.
I started discussing with them and explaining with them, I had sellers were really open to put their products on a platform that doesn't exist already. They like, whenever you come here, we are willing to work with you. We are willing to give you product and everything, and we are looking to forward to sponsor to invest in the project as well. So I saw that,
Yeah.
okay, there is this, we have this, but there is this one that can move faster than the other one. So that's how I took the decision to come here, explore the market, and
Yeah. That's
here I am.
perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah, good luck, man. I saw that you haven't launched yet, but the website is up and people can sign up. Uh, yeah, so that's amazing that you
Yeah.
also, these other nations saw what you're doing in Rwanda. You opened up doors. They're like, oh, we really need this solution in our country as well. So let's bring you in and help us, right? So, and I
And
think you know that.
the good thing with this The good thing with this, the programmer team is in Rwanda. All the team that
Mhm,
the IT team and the technical team that is working on this NL platform, all of them are based in Rwanda. So we are
mhm,
starting getting few contracts from here that are being developed in Rwanda, which already made the Rwandan politics like start here, develop, upload. You start in Rwanda, you do the test of concept, proof of concept. If the concept
mhm.
works, then you go in other countries. It's not, we are not locked in Rwanda. You try, it works. It's a good idea for it. So if it's a good idea in Rwanda, it's gonna be a good idea in any country.
Yeah,
So that's what I
yeah.
think.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So at this point, I would. So at this point, are you? Did you get any funding, any outside funding, or did you like fund? Are you funding these projects by yourself?
Where I am till now, I did not get any funding from someone else, but I didn't want to go take else money because this put pressure when you are trying to understand the market by yourself. Because if you have someone else money, you need to give back the dividend and everything that goes with it, and your vision will be kicked off. And sometimes you don't
Mm,
know what to do. The market is still sophisticated, so now that I understand, that I know what needs to be done, how things work. So that's why I'm accepting people to invest in the business. But at the very beginning, I didn't. Like I wanted to go by myself and see how things work with less pressure. But now I'm ready to take. And I was new in the business world, so you understand that if you are new in that world, it's very challenging. You need to learn the do's and don'ts of the from
mhm.
this world, and
Yeah.
especially when you come from Canada, you have the mindset from Canada is different from the mindset in Africa. So sometimes we think like well, we are abroad, we are in diaspora, we neglect people who stayed in Africa, but we are the one who left. Sometimes you will say things doesn't work, but we are the one who goes out. They didn't go anywhere, so we have to
Mhm.
adapt ourselves. It's not from them to adapt, like try to
Yep.
catch up to us. It
Yep.
belongs to us to try to catch up to them. So if there is a change that you need to implement, but you need first of all
Mhm.
to understand why things are not working. What do they have?
Sorry about that. I think we disconnected a little bit, but now you're back.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
yeah. So to your point, do you think the fact that so like the banking industry is not very developed where you are right now, and those transactions that happen on the street, and there's no like no formal way of transacting and trading. Do you think that presents opportunities for people who have the knowledge to actually create like these modern solutions?
Of course, yes. This is a big and huge opportunity. In the banking, mobile banking, there is one company that is evolving in this side, but the market is still open. Anything that is related to services is really a big and huge opportunity around these Western countries because nothing on that side has been done. People are just traders. Everyone is broker on everything.
Yep.
You will see someone who will tell you, you need, because this is a country who have a lot of mines. You are looking for trucks. Someone who have never owned a bike will tell you that they have trucks. And whenever you go looking for those trucks, he calls someone
Yeah.
else to, and whoever have been called, that those are the commissions that you are adding on the price that you will end up paying. You understand?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
there is on this market there is a lot of middlemen that are really, sometimes they make money, they make a living, but they are killing also the market because the quality of the services that you'll be getting, you don't know who would
Hmm.
be responsible for that the quality. If the product you got is not the right one, who will be
Yeah.
responsible? You call me, I will call the other guy who sent me. the other guy will call the other guy. Then you are tired through the process. You like let it go.
Yeah.
So that's there is still have huge opportunities compared like few countries in Africa who have already got things organized, well done. So for people who are starting, those are the market that are easy to start from and
Yeah.
keep going. Especially if you have a product that have been proven in Rwanda. Those kind of product are really welcomed on this market.
Awesome. Yeah.
Mhm.
So people can see, what's working in Rwanda. Obviously, Rwanda is developing really fast, and there's a lot of innovation that's happening there. And for people who want to expand, they can start looking how they can roll those products, and services into like other countries, like like Guinea, where you are. Have you traveled to other African countries, or just Rwanda and Guinea for now?
I've been Rwanda, Guinea, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and now COVID. I was about I want to go around the whole East Africa because if you are here, my target is like connecting the East Africa to West Africa. So West Africa, you walk
Hmm.
around because Guinea is connected to Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea Equatorial, Mali, Ivory Coast, and Senegal. And
Yeah.
yes, those are the countries.
Nice.
Whenever anything you start here, you can sell within those countries
Yeah.
because they are in what they call CDAO. CDAO, one company said it in West Africa will be able to connect or to do businesses in all CDAO's countries. So this is also
Hmm.
an opportunity to be explored. So whatever, and uh, the other advantage that we have when you come here, information is really moving within the African market. Whenever you come here, you will see people telling you, even the bike driver, he'll tell you, "Ah, you from Rwanda? Ah, good country. Your president is doing amazing things." So this is an opportunity for us. So
Yeah.
whatever we are trying to do, we are trustworthy because of what have been done. We didn't participate too, but it giving us, it opening up at doors
Yeah.
to other countries. So this is the right
Yeah.
moment to take advantage of that the
Hmm.
information that have been vacant. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So that I mean, that's a really good point. I mean, most of the guests that I interview, they're people who used to live in the States or Canada, like outside of Africa, and decided to go back home and started businesses like you, right? And
Mhm.
now you're talking about taking your knowledge from Rwanda, right, and applying
Mhm.
it to another African country. I don't think that's something that a lot of people think about, and it's
That,
powerful.
yeah, this is something that really works a lot. I have tested it and have
Mm,
few like 2, 3 projects I've worked on, and the team
mhm.
that was working on it are based in Rwanda because
Yeah.
and it is working.
Oh,
They,
it's software. It's
it,
software. You can scale it to any country without necessarily having
true.
staff in that country. Yeah.
Yeah, true. That's what. Not only software, you will see there are too many opportunities that are open in this country. Maybe the challenge that we'll be having, because coming to Guinea, I don't need a visa. If I have a Rwandan passport, I don't need a visa. So which means I have advantage from other countries because other countries need visa, even though they are African country, they need visa to come to Guinea. But if I'm Rwandese, I have a Rwandan passport, just the next
Yeah.
morning, bought my ticket, just jump in the plane. So the challenge that we'll be having, maybe people who doesn't speak French or understand French, that's where we see that
Mm,
we have a small challenge, but we can work or on every technical side. It won't be a challenge because if you are
yeah.
track mechanical electrician, you don't need French. You don't need that big French to work on those markets. So I think those are opportunities that we still have to start looking into. See what young
Yeah.
people that we have in Rwanda who are looking for jobs. How can we bring them on the market where they have jobs but they don't have manpower? Because this is what
Yeah.
we see. Mining sector, they don't have. They are willing to have manpower that are willing to work. Because if you see the young people here, they are not pushing the way they should be pushing. Everyone
Yeah.
you see, they have challenge willing to think that if you go to Europe, that's where your life will be better. That's where your life will be changed. But if you look into that, if you come here and you have this critical mindset, you will see that they have huge opportunity. To give you
Yeah.
numbers, if you say they have uh, 248 square kilometers, and they have 12 million people. So you understand the rest of it. You can do agriculture. You have a lot of space to do agriculture. They have they are connected. They have port. They are connected to Atlantic Ocean. So everything is really easy compared to what we were looking for.
Yeah.
Mm.
Nice. That's awesome. So speaking of, people coming there and taking advantage of the opportunities, let's talk about what message do you have for people in the diaspora who, who want to come on the African continent and solve some of the problems that exist there. And they're kind of hesitating. What kind of advice would you give them, or a message that you would tell them regarding the opportunities that you've seen so far?
What I can say is like Africa is full of opportunities, but it won't be easy. It's not easy. So it's not something that you will be coming like living. It's something that will require you to be patient on it, willing really to go and learn, because we are the one who left. The solution that we are seeing in America, you cannot bring that solution hoping that it will be working the way it's working right now in America. But yes, it will be a good idea and a good solution, but that needs time to implement and explain to the users why they need it, because we had a chance to be
Yeah.
exposed to those. We know a lot of things, but we need to be patient, because sometimes, especially American people, when you put them to French people speaking, we are quite different. For us, things
Yeah.
need to be direct. We need this time and today. You do it, we are in business. You don't have it, we are not. But French people, good vocabularies, but nothing to be done. You will see
Yeah.
reports that have 80 pages, but to
Mhm.
speak up for one thing. So it's quite different. We need to understand how does the African market works. What would be the good strategy to penetrate on the market? Because if you want to change the system, you need to be into the system. You cannot change a system being outside of the system. So what do? There are really huge opportunities that need to be exploited, but the way, if you start, you can develop a strategy that works, you will be your hit. So it's
Yeah.
Africa is still the only one places where American dream is still possible, where you can sleep poor and you wake up millionaire. This is still
Yeah.
possible in Africa. No,
Yeah.
nobody else. Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a guest the other day, Henry Nyakarundi, who is
Mm.
like a social entrepreneur, and
Yeah,
he was saying that it's no longer an American dream to him; it's an African dream.
yeah,
He
true.
can still,
I like this. I like that.
you
I
know,
like that. Hmm.
yeah. So actually, the American dream, like the way they marketed that, is that everyone wanted to go to America and build businesses and become wealthy, and everyone had an American dream because once people went to America, and there's still like this mindset that when people go to America they'll just become rich overnight, or they'll just
Yeah.
get money, but it's really really hard. It's
I,
so
sometimes,
competitive. It's
sometimes.
possible. It's possible some people will, of course, some people will succeed, but it's a competitive market where everyone is educated, and
Mm-hmm.
people are super competitive, and they have some other advantages, but there are also some
Yeah.
other problems. So it's not like you just show up and become
And
wealthy.
things start
This
working.
yeah, the same thing in Africa. You actually have to create a solution to a problem. And I think
Mm-hmm.
the reason why there is so much potential in Africa is because it's pretty much it's a developing continent, and there's some problems that are still virgin, right? Like people can come and like dominate a specific market. For instance, you're bringing e-commerce in Guinea right now,
Mhm.
um, and basically you have the first mover advantage. So things like that in a few years it will be challenging for you, but you reap the rewards 5-10 years from now. You know.
That's true. What I used to say
Yeah.
is like whenever things like I'm someone who doesn't complain, even though things are not working. I'm trying to see the positive side from it because I
Yeah.
tell people like today is challenging, nothing is really in place, nothing is working. But if things were working, I want to be the right person to do it. Because if it's clear that there is huge big opportunity in this, I want to be the right person
Hmm.
because the people who have money, the good investors will be seeing it and coming back and reaping whatever that we have in the market. So this is the right timing for us because nothing is real isn't in place. So whenever things are organized, people investors will find us on the market. So that's why I'm striving to stay on the market, fighting to stay on this market because I know whenever things will be ready, you'll be,
Yeah.
will be
Yeah.
like on the forefront. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Absolutely. So, yeah, so you mentioned that you're looking for partners abroad who
Mhm.
can import products from, let's say, Rwanda or Guinea, or these or those African nations. So, for people who are in the audience, listening or watching, if people are interested in importing into, let's say, the United States or Canada, can they reach out to you and kind of
For sure. For
uh,
sure. Feel free to give the
create a
contacts.
partnership? Yeah,
Yes, true. That's what we are looking for. Not only in Rwanda, Guinea, Ivory Coast, and the surrounding countries, we can end products that
yeah,
they are looking for. As long as it's legal and clean, we can do it.
yeah,
It need to be legal and clean. Because
yeah,
if we do business, there are other business that I cannot be involved in, but anything
yeah,
that brings money on table. I believe in the
yeah.
partnership. I believe in working together and believe in like empowering people as long as we can.
Hmm.
Maybe we cannot have that big amount of money, but the idea that we are sharing today, the idea that they will take from you, maybe can change my life for good. Maybe tomorrow
Yeah,
I will be the next you will be the next billionaire because I said a word that changed what you were doing or the way you were doing things. So that's what I believe
yeah,
in partnership and try to push it harder. Mhm.
yeah. That's perfect. Yeah, we'll share the contact information so people can reach you. And
Thank
yeah, lastly, is there like a piece of advice you want to give to young entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs who want to invest in Africa? Like the last piece of
so what
advice.
what I can say is like life is a hustle. We need to fight. Nothing will be easy. Nothing is easy. Even though you are working, you think it's easy, but it's not that easy. So whatever you have to do, if you believe in it, if you really believe that you can do it, this is the right moment to start. So just start as simple as you can. Start because they have these things. It's just to start. Many people have good ideas, but it's just a good idea. But starting to do it, starting to work on it, that's where you will face the reality. That's where you will see you start. It's like whenever you start, you have like you launch your startup. It's like you go. For me, it's the first way, the first school, because that's when you start learning. People
Yeah,
come to you. I used to go to the office. People come to me and ask, what should we be doing today? And you don't know. Honestly, you want to tell them like, you see me, I'm here. Me too, I don't know what we have to do. But they are
yeah,
looking to you. They think that you are boss. You will tell them what to do. But you too, you don't know what to do. So what do you have to do? The whole night you won't sleep trying to start. It's like, what is next? What are we gonna do? Because I remember in
yeah,
lunch, you are developing the platform. The platform is developed, everything. That was the good challenge. It's easy, beautiful. People worked hard
yeah,
to get the platform launched. But when the platform is launched, what's next? Like,
yeah,
okay, I don't know what's next. What do we do? Right
yeah,
after the platform is ready, I have been like doing marketing, advertising. People know the platform is out there. But what do we do? That's where you go, customs. Product was locked in this country. Uh, that
Mm.
was not in my plan. In my plan, I
Mhm.
didn't plan what I would be doing when the product got there, or the customer did not get the product he was expecting to go, to receive. So it's
Yep.
sometimes it's sleepless, and what we do when, especially when we come from a background who is not in businesses, in the business, it's very challenging because you don't have the moral support.
Yep.
People who like people thinks when you have a startup thing, people start thinking that you have really arrived, you have really get it all done, though they don't know
Mm.
that that's where you have nothing done. So they think that you
Yep.
have all done. They want you to contribute on everything that is happening within the family and within everything, but spending money instead of getting money. So the stress that
Yep.
comes with this, if you cannot handle it, sometimes you can give up early,
Yep.
or
Yep.
you lost yourself, like your life is lost for good. So
Yep.
those are the few like comment that I can give for people who want to start. It's not easy, but it's really, you need to like it, to love it, and accept that it won't
Mm.
be something that people will really understand what you are doing. People don't doesn't understand. Why can't you go back and look for a job? Why can't you go back? It's very secure. It's even secure back there to Canada, especially when this Corona COVID period and everything. People are like, oh, why can't you go back? Why can't you do that? But everywhere we are suffering.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah.
you need to have to take decision. It's all about decision making. Sometimes it's not decision that will be understood by everyone around you, especially
Mm.
the your loved ones. They will be the one with the who don't get what you are doing.
Yep.
So it's not easy.
Yep.
That's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Hmm?
so much. Thank you so much for that
You're
advice.
welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely,
You're
start. Just know it won't be easy. Stick with it and you'll get there. Uh,
welcome.
yeah, so let's wrap up. And I will make sure to share your information so people can reach out to you. I want to thank you so much for taking time to talk to me. And we'll definitely stay in touch and follow your journey. And hopefully, we'll have you again in the future.
Yeah,
Um,
especially when you'll be launching the platform, we need your support. The new platform from Guinea, we
yeah,
need your support to
yeah, absolutely.
get
Anything you need, anything you
okay,
need.
thank you.
All right,
Really,
thank
thank
you.
you very much. I appreciate the invitation and the sharing insight, because I really want to contribute in any way or in another. So that's why anytime I got the
Hmm.
contact from saying it's for Africa, I'm like, yes, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in. Definitely, I'm in, because
yeah.
I'm trying to learn, but whatever the small that I know, why not
Hmm.
sharing wherever you can, whenever you get a chance or opportunity. That's
Yeah,
what I believe in.
yeah. I
Thank you
think
a lot.
that's powerful. Your story will inspire a lot of people, and that's
Thank
what we hope to achieve. Yeah.
Hopefully. Okay.
All right. Take care, man. Good luck.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.